Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Zhengchen Liu. And if you remember last year, in the election of Asia Pacific representative of CML Horizons, I told you, because my wife is also an active CML advocate, so it's like you buy one and get one for free. So thanks to the scholarship of CML Horizons, I took my wife here. Hi, Jing. And this is a map of Asia Pacific. It's a very big area, as we can see from the map. Asia is a very big continent, and if you plus Australia and New Zealand, it's bigger more. Firstly, the keyword of Asia is big. It covers 8.7% of the Earth's total surface area and comprises 30% of its land area. With approximately 4.3 billion people, it hosts 60% of the world's current human population. And the second keyword of Asia is diversified. From this map, we can see from the Muslim world, Middle East, some countries of Southeast Asia is also belongs to Muslim world. And the Anglo-Saxon world, like Australia and New Zealand, they speak English and had very good national healthcare system. And the former socialism world, including some Middle Asia countries, and China and Mongolia. Yeah. And of course, we have the Alliance of Southeast Asia, that is the Association of Southeast Asia. They have the similar culture and very near distance. And in Asia, we also have very developed countries, most developed countries like Korea, Japan, and of course, Australia and New Zealand. And in order to analyze diversified structure of Asia, we can take a look at the health insurance system. It's very complicated to see too much of this field. So let's consider about the HTA, Health Technology Assessment. If you attend the pre-session last year of CML Horizons, you will know more about HTA. HTA is like an evaluation of new treatment, or new drug, and new medical devices, or new diagnose technologies. It provides the information support for the policymakers of healthcare to determine the price of the new drug and if the government insurance system will take the new drug or new treatment into the national insurance system. And there is an international organization of HTA. It is International National Agencies of HTA. Let's take a look of the members of different continents. In Europe, we can see there are 33 members of HTA agencies, national HTA agencies in the international organization. And in Asia, we can see Asia is very, very big, but there are only 5 members of 4 countries: the Korea, Taiwan, Thailand, and Malaysia. If we consider about Australia and New Zealand, there are only 8 members totally in Asia Pacific. So we are facing very complicated and diversified problems in this region. And this is about Ransang. As you know, Ransang is a regional CML patient advocacy meeting. The first Ransang meeting is in Hong Kong in 2010. The second is in Singapore. Third one is in Kuala Lumpur of Malaysia. The fourth one was in Beijing, China. New Sunshine Charity Foundation, my organization hosted the fourth Rising Sun. And this year, the fifth Rising Sun will be in Penang of Malaysia. However, Rising Sun is not an independent entity yet. It's so far it's a network. This is a picture of Rising Sun last year. There are 62 participants and speakers from 17 countries in Asia, including Australia, New Zealand. Yeah. This is some photos. The left up photo is the session, and the right up photo is the working team, secretariat team of New Sunshine. The third one is a team of doctors and participants from India. And the last one is a poster session. And we are facing many challenges in Asia-Pacific CML community. First is very limited access to treatment and clinical trials. 2 years ago, we have a survey. We did a survey. We know that Indonesia and Sri Lanka, there is no marrow transplant. And in Thailand and Malaysia, we have very limited access to the latest new drugs. In China, so far, although the imatinib have been approved by the Chinese FDA, there is no national reimbursement of TKI so far. And very few HTA, only Taiwan, Korea, Thailand, Malaysia, Australia, New Zealand have HTA. And second challenge is lack of capacity. In Asia, there are very big and well performed patient organizations. For example, in Australia, we have the Leukemia Foundation. However, we also have very small and new groups. For the new groups, they should know how to do from zero. For example, the budget of Cambodia CML group is 500 for 1 year. And for established groups, we should know how to go beyond patient education. For example, the policy advocacy tools and the involvement in research, patient involvement in research. And in Asia Pacific, there are few umbrella organizations. In European patients have many umbrella organizations. For example, the European Patient Forum, European Cancer Patient Coalition, European Patient Academy, and of course, Leukemia Patient Advocacy Foundation, patient session in EHA, the European Hematology Association, there is patient sessions. And in the future, I think Rising Sun is a great meeting. In Rising Sun, we have 3 days of meeting. For example, the medical sessions and advocacy sessions. In Rising Sun, there are 3 medical sessions and 5 advocacy sessions. And the countries participate in Rising Sun is growing. From beginning, there are maybe 10 or 12 countries. Now there are over 18 countries. But we are also facing the unmet needs. For example, a leader of Thailand CML groups have criticized us as NATO. NATO doesn't mean North Atlantic Treaty Organization. NATO means no action, talk only. So I think this is not only the challenges for Asia-Pacific patient meeting, but also for all the patient meetings. How can we go beyond a meeting, not only talking, but also actions? So we need to more than a meeting. And but I'm glad to see, and I think we can expect there will be more umbrella organizations in Asia, and there will be more cooperation or policy advocacy patient enrollments in research, etc. Our target is to address the challenges, for example, the access to treatment and clinical trials, capacity building, lack of policy advocacy tools, and HTA advocacy, etc. And I'm very glad to see there are 14 patients. In this meeting, there are participants from over 14 Asia countries. And let's give special welcome to the newcomers from Iraq and Korea.
And also from Cambodia, if I remember right.
Yeah, Cambodia.
Ka is.
Thank you. Any questions?
Thank you very much, Zhengchen. If you allow me, I just can share an example about your story that you shared with me just a few weeks ago as an example to challenges for access. And Zhengchen's wife, Jingli, has now, because of medical reasons, she needs to switch from imatinib, which you could get through the GPAP program, to Tasigna, which is now available only on a special access program of Novartis, which by the program, if I'm not mistaken, you need to buy 3 months supply and get 1 year supply, if I'm correct. And still, you shared with me that paying for 3 months the cost of Tasigna is almost something which is impossible for any Chinese patient to afford and pay so many thousands of dollars with the level of income that you are sharing. So how are you really dealing with the situation in China and also in other countries? How are patients who need to get to a second generation drug and need to pay for even 3 months, how can they afford to do it?
A very good question. And for me, it's a pain of us. In order to buy the 3 months of Tasigna, it will cost us about $20,000 US 1 year. Yeah, it's really a big amount. And in order to do this, I think the most, just as I showed in the presentation, the most important thing is policy advocacy tools. In China, last year we did very successful. We go the first step of policy advocacy. As you know, in China, it's very, very difficult to influence the policymakers. But last year we find a solution. Sherilyn Simone from Canada. Last year we invited Sherilyn to China for the International World CML Day. And I think World CML Day is a very, very good time for us to do the policy advocacy. We have a very big meeting in the World CML Day. We invited the patient leaders from Canada and patient leaders in China. And we raised over 2,000 signatures of CML patients and on a petition. And in our meeting on site, we gave this petition to the parliament member of China. And and the parliament member of China then raised a policy proposal to the Beijing local government. And in China, as the law defined, the government must reply the parliament member's policy proposal. So last year, we go the first step. Next year, in China, we will raise more signatures, and we will ask more parliament members to raise the policy proposals together. That will be more influential. And the second thing is, as I showed in presentation, I think the final solution is HTA, which is Health Technology Assessment. In Asia, only few countries have HTA. So our first aim is to advocate for more HTA agencies in China or Asia. And secondly is we can use the method of HTA. It's very matured, very proven methods to analyze and to raise proposals for some specific drugs. Mr. Tsai.
My question is also about HTA. How effective is HTA in measuring whether the price of a drug is reasonable, whether the certain country can afford it, or whether the national health care or national health insurance system can support it, can finance it? So what is the current status? For example, some government, like in Hong Kong, the government keeps saying that the TKIs are all not cost effective, therefore they are not going to subsidize it.
Yeah, it's very good questions. So I think maybe next year we should have some specific session about HTA, because HTA is a very big field and so many methods. And for a brief response, I will say HTA should be collaborated with the national insurance system. Firstly, if a country have national insurance system, and secondly, they have the HTA agency, so HTA could give a very specific analysis of new drugs, and they will give the authorities about information for better decision making. And for the very specific situation in Hong Kong, I think the collaboration between Hong Kong and mainland China is very important. And even maybe the collaboration of the Asian patient organizations is very, very important, because I think the HTA could not provide perfect solutions for every country, but it is best. I think so far it is the best way for us. So the aim of HTA is to find a win-win-win solution for patient, government, insurance system, and the pharmaceutical company.
So is China moving as a country towards HTA?
In China, there is a national insurance system, but the character of the China national insurance system is it covers 95% of people, but the level of reimbursement is very, very low, especially for the new drugs like Gleevec, imatinib, nilotinib, dasatinib, or other target drugs for lung cancer and other cancers. All of the new drugs are not covered by the national insurance system. So we have a long way to go. But I think the HTA will be our most prominent solution.
Are there any other members from other countries in the region who want to say a few words about challenges or issues they are facing in the countries that Zhengchen could not cover in his presentation? There are quite a few of you attending, India, Cambodia, Korea. We have new ones from Korea. So if any one of you wants to share with us, now is the time. Okay, so we move. Thank you very much, Zhengchen, for your presentation.